are you?
Good.
Good to see you.
Nice to see you. Thanks so much for coming.
Thanks for inviting me.
Good. Yeah. Bill White reached out to me. He's out of town. He would have been here as well.
Dan, how are you?
Thanks.
Hi, it's Amy. You probably can't recognize me from the hat, but I just wanted to have the whole great.
If anyone needs a candle, there's more candles in the center, and if we light some candles, people will find us and find their way.
Can everybody move back this way? Right? Yes. Are you the mayor?
I am.
Are you the mayor?
So I want to thank everyone for coming out on this cold night, but I think it's so important when anyone in our community is targeted for hate, discrimination, or bias, that the rest of us stand up and say that that's not okay and that we support one another. And so I appreciate everyone coming to this Speak Out Against Bias and Discrimination and for Love and Peace. And the mayor is here, and he would like to say a few words. So here you go. Thank you. Pass the megaphone.
Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much first of all, for inviting me to be here tonight. And I want to begin by thanking Bet Ahava Reform Synagogue, Congregation B'nai Israel, Pioneer Valley Progressive Muslims, the Jewish Federation, the Unitarian Society, Bend the Ark, and the Anti-Defamation League for organizing tonight's Speak Out, and of course for inviting me to participate. As mayor of the city of Northampton, let me say clearly and unequivocally that your city government condemns recent acts of anti-Semitic and racist violence in our community. Northampton is a city committed to diversity, tolerance, and civility. There is no place for acts of physical or emotional hatred motivated by race, religion, disability, ethnic origin, or sexual orientation. We must stand up and stand together as a community in denouncing these acts as allies of those they are perpetrated against. As I stated publicly following the recent Sherman Avenue incidents, acts that engender concern or fear for any member of our community are an affront to all members of our community. I stand shoulder to shoulder with our city council, which unanimously adopted a resolution condemning, quote, criminal acts and all other malicious actions designed to promote fear and discourage discourse. The resolution, which I supported and signed, concluded by calling upon all citizens to, quote, express their courage and hope by engaging in respectful debate and discussion with one another and by supporting people who've been threatened. Tonight we gather to express our courage and hope in denouncing hatred and bigotry, both here and around the world. Tonight we gather to speak for tolerance, understanding, peace, and for love. I'm proud to join with you and to add my voice to that powerful and hopeful chorus. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and I want to ask Reverend Andrea Vasion to come give us a few words.
Hi everybody, I am really glad to see you all here tonight. Look at all of us out on this cold night. What a statement of strength and solidarity. I'm so glad to see you all. And I think I do need a candle. I can't read this thing. I gave it up
for you?
Oh yes, look at all the
Shall
support.
I hold the candle for you?
Yes, hold the candle
Is that
for
symbolic
me.
of what this is about?
Yes, thank you. The challenges that we face are great. The injustice that we face is huge. The work is staggering before us, but we have everything we need to make change. We can stand up to oppression and racism and anti-Semitism. We have what we need. We have our faith, believing that we can make a difference. We have our prophetic words, knowing that we can move mountains together. We have our strong, unarmed bodies, and we have each other. We have what we need to make a difference. The challenges that we face are great and powerful, but together we are stronger and greater and more powerful. We have what we need. Look at this crowd here tonight on a cold night. The last night in February. Here we are, standing for justice, standing together. We have what we need. Our faith that we can make a difference, our prophetic words, our strong unarmed bodies, and each other. The Psalms are a part of the Bible that speak about lamentation and hope, love and generosity and courage. And Psalm 30 says, "Weeping may linger for the night, but joy comes in the morning." We will see a time of justice through our courage and our words and our strength and our conviction and our movement for change. And by taking hands with each other, we will see a time of justice and compassion. Weeping may linger for the night, but joy comes in the morning. Thank you for letting me be a part of this.
Amen.
Thank you. So, Felicia, if you would come up with the 5th grade class from Landergren Spoon Academy. So I'm going to let them assemble, okay? Yes. All right, while the kids are getting it together for a song that I think will blow you away, I'm going to ask for Reverend Todd Weir from First Churches. Thank you.
Okay, let me ask you a question. How many of you, that your families came to this country because of persecution seeking religious freedom? Just about everybody, me too. So many of us are here because of intolerance and persecution, and we came as part of a great experiment of religious freedom and tolerance and appreciation of one another. And when we got here, we found it was hard. It's hard to do, to cross those lines and try to truly appreciate and understand. And if we just look at the geography of our city, we can see that. Now, so I'm from First Churches down the street. It was the first religious body here. As you come down the street, you have the Unitarian Fellowship that decided they didn't believe in the Trinity, so they left and started their own religious society. And you come on down the street, and there's Edwards Church that we're not quite sure what the division was. Their members and our members don't always agree as to why they split. But there they are, our same denomination, just down the street. They have their own separate church. And if we go on down, the Baptist church, well, you know, the Congregationalists didn't like the Baptists, and they kicked Roger Williams out of this state. And he went to Rhode Island and started the Baptist and really started the first religious body that really spoke to religious freedom. And if we were to go on down the street, we would see the memorial to Daly and Halligan, the two Irish Catholics that were falsely accused and hung for a murder that they did not commit, and it took 200 years for this Commonwealth to come and say that was a tragic error that happened. And so we can just see in the geography of our own city, and we don't see a synagogue downtown, and there's probably a story behind that too. But here's what gives me hope. Today we talk to each other. And today, 25 years ago, the Baptists who were kicked out came down and they joined the Congregationalists because they were enough alike they could get together again and could live in harmony. And today we're standing in Pulaski Park that shows that Polish Catholics became a part of the fabric of this community. And a park is actually named after a Polish Catholic in Northampton. And today, the clergy, we all are on a first-name basis. And we support each other and we talk to each other. And that's why there's a lot of us here tonight. Because it's important to be early when we see trouble and to stand together and to say that it may be hard, but it's worth it. And we've come a long way and we're out here. And if anything happens again, we'll be back. So thanks for coming out, folks.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And thanks to everyone for being here. And District Attorney Dave Sullivan has a few short remarks.
I want to say that this vigil, as I approached it, I saw the light. And the most important thing about fighting bigotry and hatred, anti-Semitism, homophobia, is to shed the light. And we can shed it by our presence, we can shed it by speaking out, but we must stand together. These problems that arise, it affects the hearts and minds of children. And they grow up thinking it's okay. And they don't learn it from their grade school experience. They learn it from their parents and their uncles and their aunts that harbor these feelings. And the only way to fight that is to shed the light and to say, we're not going to stand for it. We all have that religious freedom as a right. The right to express our religion and the right not to fear expressing our religion. And so tonight, as I approached, I saw this light, and we must always keep the light bright here in Northampton and statewide and around our country and around the world. And how difficult it is, as we see the news every night, that people can't express their religious beliefs without the fear of being persecuted and killed. So tonight, thank you for everybody being here. It is an honor to be here to stand for not just tolerance, but acceptance and love.
Yay!
You're sing really loud.
I'm going to turn it over to Felicia in the 5th grade for a song, and then you ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Can I introduce the song?
I
for
wish
a
you would.
second? Do I just hold the?
Just
what do I
hold
do
the
with this
button.
thing?
Right.
Button. Hold the. Whoa, okay.
And put it close to your mouth.
It's our honor to be here. These are 5th graders and one or two 6th graders from Lander Grand Spoon Academy. And we learned a song called One Day by Matisyahu that really shares a vision of how we want to see our world. Start there. Sometimes I lay under the moon. I thank God I'm breathing. And I pray, don't take me soon, 'cause I am here for a reason. Sometimes in my tears I drown, but I never let it get me down. So when negativity surrounds, I know someday it'll all turn around, because all my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people to say that we don't want to fight no more. There'll be no more war, and the children will play one day, one day, one day. That repeats. One day, one day, one day. It's not about win or lose, 'cause we all lose when they feed on the souls of the innocent. Blood-drenched pavement, keep on moving though the waters stay raging. In this maze you could lose your way, your way. It might drive you crazy, but don't let it faze you, no way, no way. Sometimes in my tears I drown, but I never let it get me down. So when negativity surrounds, I know someday it'll all turn around, because all my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people to say that we don't want to fight no more. There'll be no more war, and the children will play one day, one day, one day. Again. One day, one day, one day. One day this all will change, treat people the same. Stop with the violence, down with the hate. One day we'll all be free and proud to be under the same sun, singing songs of freedom like we all. We all. We all. We all. All my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for be no more war, and our children will play. One day, one day, one day, one day, one day, one day.
Rabbi David and Rabbi Kosofsky to come up and welcome us and lead us in a Havdalah service.
I just want to say something very briefly. You know, friends and family come and they visit and they say what an amazing place Northampton is, and it is. That doesn't mean we don't have work to do, but it is an amazing place. And one of the things that makes it an amazing place is that we really have the ability to get to know each other. I know our district attorney because when I moved here 13 years ago, he showed up at my door. And every time I see him, it feels like we have that same conversational friendliness. I know the mayor, not only because he's the mayor, but his kids go to school with my kids. I know Todd Weir, not only because he's a great mensch and a good guy, but because we ran the hot chocolate run together. And I'm not resentful that he ran faster than I did. But that's all to say that it was remarkable to me, or perhaps it was fitting, that when news broke of the graffiti and the fact that it was a couple of teenage girls who did it, I had people come to me from within the congregation who said, you know, I think what these girls really need is to meet Jews. And people came up to me and said, I'd like to invite them and their families to my Passover Seder. And so with the district attorney here, I'd like to go on record as saying that it would give me no pleasure or no sense of vindication or justice to see these girls wrapped up in the juvenile justice system. That what we'd really like to see, and I think what we're all here to say, is that we would like to be the ground for their education and their support in the community. So if there's any way we can be helpful, please.
Yes.
And also to remind us that's why we're here, to lend our voice to realize that we can make change. My friend, Rabbi Ricky Kosofsky.
My friend, Rabbi Justin David. So I also just wanted to say a word too that we're coming up on the Jewish holiday of Purim, which is a holiday of topsy-turvy where we take oppression and we take prejudice and we literally turn it on its head. And we make it so that the holiday is about joy and freedom and celebration and just absolute elation, more fun than you could ever have, and really getting out there and changing the tide. So I thought before we do Havdalah, if we could all just take a moment, go to that maybe place of fear or darkness that we have inside us, and let's just flip it over. We've had this beautiful Shabbat here in this gorgeous snow and beautiful energy. And let's just flip that over. Let's just call out the values and the things that we value about our lives here in Northampton and the Upper Valley, and the values that we aspire towards, the reasons that we've all chosen to live here and to continue living here, and to create a community that we care about, that's about love and justice and joy. So let's just take a moment, breathe into that place, and we're going to flip it over, and then we're going to just call out as loud as you can, everybody wherever you are, just the values that we aspire towards and that we hold so deeply here.
Love your enemy.
If you do nice and loud, we'll all be able to hear. I heard, love your enemy.
Love your neighbor.
Respect for everybody.
Selfless service. Love all the races.
Be a good neighbor.
Tolerance.
Stand up for others.
Compassion.
Support.
Black Lives Matter.
Muslim
All
lives
lives matter.
matter.
All lives matter.
Gay affirming.
Love and peace. So we transition from this Holy Sabbath into the work of the week and the building work that we have to do together, the creative, joyful work that we do together. We have 3 symbols. We have a cup of wine. Jennifer's going to hold that up. And we have, if there's something in there, some magical stuff in there. And then we also have a spice box with cinnamon and cloves and all kinds of good things to remind us of the sweetness that we share together. And we also have the braided candle, which is the way we are all here braided together. Bye.
This event is also co-sponsored by the Hampshire Mosque that sent a statement that I'd like to read from them. On behalf of the Hampshire Mosque, I'd like to extend our full support for this rally against racial and religious prejudice. The Quran states, God has made you different tribes and nations so that you might know one another. The diversity of this earth is a blessing. An ideology that seeks to impose uniformity is dangerous and must be opposed. There are many stories of conflict in this world, and if one did not know better, one might conclude that the different tribes, nations, and religions are always in conflict. Our history and our sacred knowledge tell us otherwise. Our mutual legacy among all religions is one of tolerance, justice, and peaceful interaction. The actions of the spiteful and the ignorant will not tarnish this legacy. Regarding the relationship between our religion and yours specifically, a recent incident in Norway exemplifies our stance. Following a violent murder in Denmark, a group of Muslims in Oslo gathered to form a human chain around the country's only remaining synagogue, symbolizing their readiness to protect the Jewish people from any threat. This is the normative position of Islam and of Muslims toward their Jewish neighbors, now and throughout history. Anyone who says otherwise lacks knowledge of our religion. We are ready to protect you whenever you need us. Please accept our support.
Yay.
And if Meredith Dragon is here from the Jewish Federation, I wanted to ask her to come up and say some remarks.
I will be brief because I know everybody's really cold. But what I did want to share with you is 7 months ago, I was here in Northampton on a very, very hot July night. And there was a rally in Northampton, and it was an anti-Israel rally. And regardless of how one feels about Israel politics, it was one of the first times in my life that I felt threatened being a Jew walking down the street in Northampton. And it was scary. And I felt very cold. And here we are on a cold night with all of these people here, but we feel such warmth and love and caring, and that's what tonight is about. It's about love and peace. The tagline of the Jewish Federation is the strength of a people and the power of community. And here we are with community feeling strong and powerful and united for what we all believe in, which is really justice for all people. And I want to thank everybody and all of our partners who put the program together tonight, because it's very heartening to me these months later to be here and to feel the strength of our people and really the power of our community in Northampton and really valley-wide. So thank you all for your hard work in getting this program together, and for everybody's beautiful remarks and words tonight. It was really a very, very powerful evening, so thank you.
Yay! Yay!
For Ty Power, who I saw. There you go.
Okay. My name is Ty Power, and as some of you know, I'm the leader of a progressive Muslim group in the area. But what many people don't know is that I grew up Catholic, and one of the things that I wanted to share with you is that my experience as a child growing up Catholic in an area that was predominantly not Catholic but Protestant Christian, I had never encountered any kind of sense of what it means to have religious prejudice until I was like in 8th grade. It was something that I never personally encountered and never had to have a conversation about it. Nobody ever talked to me about it. And these days I hear so much from my friends about at what age do we start talking to our children about prejudice, about the prejudice they're going to encounter, and about prejudice they're going to see in other people. And the first time that I did encounter religious prejudice, when I was in 8th grade, I was in a Protestant school, and it was a very fundamentalist Christian school, and we were in a Bible class, and they told us that all Catholics are going to hell because they worship the Pope. And the 5 Catholics in the classroom, who weren't even friends, you know, we all just kind of looked at each other and had the same kind of reaction of, how can anybody even think that's true? And it's, you know, as I grew older and I became more exposed to prejudice against Jewish populations, and then after I converted against Muslim populations, the same thing kept striking me, that at the root of the prejudice is this sense that we know something about that group, when in fact we don't. So it's not the complete ignorance. It's not when we say, oh, I know nothing about that group. It's when we think we know a little bit. And so one of the things that kind of prompted me to think of as an action step for us all to take is to not just get to know each other more socially and learn a little more through Wikipedia about each other's faiths, but come into each other's congregations. Because I can tell you, anybody who walks into Beit Hava, or who walks into Congregation B'nai Israel, or walks into the Unitarian Society, or into First Churches, or Haydenville Congregational Church, anybody would be welcome coming into these. So it's something that we need to get over in ourselves, this, the resistance to go and actually spend time in these other spaces. And I think that is probably the most powerful thing that any of us can do to really start changing the prejudice that we all have. And some of us just have it a little bit more obviously. So, I think that is really probably one of the most powerful things that anybody can do. So I really, I hope that we can all take that step moving forward.
Amen. Yes.
All right, it's a cold night, and I appreciate everyone coming out. And we have one quick announcement from Carolyn Oppenheim of the Human Rights Commission locally, and then Rabbi Ricky Kosofsky is going to send us off with a song.
I'm so excited there's so many people here, and I want to announce that we have openings on the Human Rights Commission. And this seems the perfect crowd to announce that to. So if there's anybody that wants to work with our city and our mayor and work for human rights and come up with programming and so forth, you go to the mayor's office and get an application. Is that correct, Your Honor?
www.northamptonma.gov.
Okay. Hope somebody does.
Great.
Good. So thank you, and I also just want to again say thank you to Beit Hava Congregation B'nai Israel, the Unitarian Society, the Anti-Defamation League, the Jewish Federation, Ben the Ark. Got that one. The Progressive Muslims of the Pioneer Valley, and it's at the Federation. Any groups that I forgot, it's an inadvertent oversight, but mostly thanks to all of you for coming out and for making a huge difference in our community.
Amen. Thank you, Jennifer.
We also want to thank Jennifer Levi for the organizer.
Thank you, Jennifer.
So we're going to end with the song Hine Matov Umanayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov Umanayim Shevet Achayot Gam Yachad. Hear how good and how lovely and wonderful it is to dwell together as sisters and brothers and friends. Hine Matov Umanayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov Umanayim Shevet Achayot Gam Yachad. Hine Matov Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov Shevet Achayot Gam Yachad. Hine Matov Umanayim